Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Etheria meetup. I'm your host Chris. Today we've invited our game director Jack to join us as we discuss the new upcoming season and the latest changes.
Hello hyperlinkers, this is Jack. It has been quite a long time since our last meetup. Our new season will launch tomorrow, and I'm very happy to have some old friends and some new friends here to discuss up some interesting topics about the new season. I'm glad to see you here and hope you enjoy our show. Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. All right, today's special program is dedicated to Season SS3, or Warcry. So we have Jack here and 3 renowned hyperlinkers for this exchange. Welcome everyone, and to start things off, do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes. Hello everyone, I'm Brett. You might know me from my live streams or YouTube videos. I'm also going to participate in this next week's coming EWS, and I will do my best. Nice to meet you all.
Sweet.
Hello everyone, it's the old friend here, still here, and very excited for this conversation with Jack because we're prepared for him a lot of very difficult and challenging questions, and I can't wait to hear what the news and all the exciting stuff that are coming to the restart. I've been playing since day one, and I gotta say the patch coming after this, or I think you probably have seen the patch note, is probably the biggest and the most exciting one, and I can't wait.
Yo guys, Car6 here, longtime gotcha gamer, content creator, caster. Super honored to be here for tonight's Theory meetup, and thank you so much for having me.
Sweet, thank you guys so much. Before we officially dive into the questions, I'd like to discuss the 2025 Etheria World Summit Global Finals. We've got a champion prediction event, which is currently underway. So by guessing correctly, you'll have a chance to win the one and only ultimate prize. I'm sure you guys saw that in the Hyper Talk. The winner will receive the full collection of every animus released from launch through all of 2026. Super exciting. And with that in mind, I have to ask you guys, who is the competitor that you're rooting for the most?
Well, this is a bit of a funny question to me since I'll be participating myself. But I am feeling pretty confident actually. I've been doing really well on the ladder recently, and I've been winning a lot, especially with Awakened Sanya. I do think that Kecker is the person with the best meta read and builds right now, so I would put my vote on him, but I will try my best.
Good luck to you, man.
Good luck.
All right, from my experience, in the same game genre for turn-based gacha game like this, I'm voting for the players from China. All right, the origin, it is their game now, you know. So if I have to put my money, I'll put it on the Chinese player.
We'll just have to see.
Well, I was originally going to say Bread, but after the last tournament I cast, I believe it was the global qualifiers, he didn't win the entire thing, so my confidence might be shaken a little bit, so I might have to go with Kecker. But no, in all honesty, I think not just because Bread can't vote for himself, I think Bread's been one of the most solid, consistent players ever since Etheria came out, and I love how many tournaments we have, so I think he's got a great shot.
Yeah, it's just a few days. I'm also very excited to meet all the players and really looking forward to their performance in the match.
Sweet guys, it's gonna be awesome. I'm super excited. All right, so we also have a limited time Animus reconfigure event that will begin on February 5th. You guys have been talking about this. Is there any specific Animus that you're particularly eager to reset?
Oh yeah. I am very eager to reset my claws. She has been waiting. I have not used this character for so long, and she's fully latticed. What is she doing?
But you get 3 bread, right? Do we get 3? Or like the
Yes,
original
three.
event?
We get 3 as before. It's the first is totally free, and the second and the third you need some crystal like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, I got so many because I think when we started the game, the PvE was pretty much impossible at certain points. You have to land this character or else you're going to be stuck forever. And Claw's going to be one of them. I think I put a lot of ladders in Tsukiyomi for whatever reason. I have no idea. And I also put a lot of ladders in Navette that is really, really hard to use in the current meta. and that could easily help me build like 3-4 new fully built character if I just take out all the ladders from the vet as well.
You gotta care though. The Navet's getting buffed, right?
Nah, that's, I don't. I read that.
Yeah,
That's
like-
fake, man. I don't believe that.
Better build their ladders.
Bro, box
But no, like
Navet
Sean was
scares
saying-
me.
I think the characters from the start of the game are a lot different. And so things we needed in the past, we don't need as much anymore. For me, a big one, I think, is Shadow Sonya. I'd love to get my lattice back from there. Tsukiyomi, Klaus, I think are big ones too. But I did have a question for Jack. In terms of the Animus reconfigure event, I love that it's coming. But is there any chance we could see these a little more often, like reoccurring events? I know a big sticking point for players is building characters, especially when it comes to lattice. And
Yes.
having these return events, I think, would be a huge help in that regard.
Yeah, totally understand. You know, I think the players have been asking for the reset event. I don't know how many times and how long ago. We before we didn't launch this event because, you know, everybody knows lattice is one of the most valuable item in our game because it will totally change the power of the animals. So a reset will have potential impact to our economy, I would say. So that's why we will be, it's not an easy decision. But during this season, we finally make this decision because we see this issue for a long time. And we hope to, during this new season, players can really get this chance to have their preferred play style, but not limited with the lattice, but have more chance to really refresh their builds and have more chance to have a different play style. So that's why we launch this event. And after this event launch, we will collect more data and feedbacks. If it's well welcomed and have limited impact to our economy and other systems. So we are happy to launch it again. So.
Sweet. Yeah, with all the new animus coming out, you know, it's gonna be great for everyone. Real exciting for the season. I know we're all looking forward to it. All right, but now that we know which animus everyone wants to reset, I think I've decided on mine as well. Team Colossus. After watching the latest Hyper Talk a few days ago and reading the new patch notes, does anyone have any questions regarding the new content?
I think one of the best thing that I saw in the patch note was the fact that we are buffing all module because coming from a similar game, buffing the old module set is not even in discussion. Like nobody care. Like nobody really want to do it. But I'm so glad Aethera restarts looking at the older model set that people don't really use, like Wellspring, that buff your HP but then doesn't really buff your sustainability, now giving it damage reduction. I think that's very cool, and it allows more for more build. And because I think a lot of us have that quad roll speed in the module set that we just don't use at all, now suddenly, ooh, that is actually very valuable now, and I can't wait to see that. So it with this new model effect, are we seeing like maybe new model in the future, like new model set? Totally, because I think there are still more room for like creativity in terms of having a model set that allow you to do more and different effect in the future.
This is a really good question and good point. As we know, so in Izeria, our build is come to three key factors: the animals, the modules, and shells. Right? These three factors actually combine together to create your build. So in our goal, of course, in every aspect, we want to create more diversity in our playstyle, no matter not only in RTA as well as in PvE. So that's why we will constantly to update all these three factors. So every season we will add new animals. So every 3 weeks we will see new animals come. So they will bring new playstyle or new build possibilities. And we will, this season we'll add new shells and 4 new shells. I think the previous 4 shells maybe not that welcomed, some of them, but we will take the chance to, how to say, make some changes to them, and we will bring some new one. But for module, we will, it's had been a long time we don't add new ones. this time we just buffed some old ones, as Sean has mentioned. So the goal is very obvious. So we want to create some more possibilities to give to players to create their new builds, try something new, and bring some fresh air to the RTA or even PvE. So back to your question, actually we are considering to bring some brand new, we call it Matrix, because it's Matrix. So yeah, so sometimes I confuse about the English, because the Matrix is combined both module and shells, right? So it's a little bit complicated, but we think when we bring new Matrix in the future, it will definitely bring new builds and possibilities to our game. So I can tell it's already in design internally. So we hopefully definitely in the next few 1 or 2 seasons, we will introduce new Matrix. So that will bring totally new experience. Yeah.
I mean, I'm great to hear that there are new models are planned, because I think there's still more effect that can be explored, especially in a turn-based game. And but with the new model, we need to start checking the stat on the set that we used to not care so much about, like Wellspring or Battle Whale, for example. And personally, I'm not like a huge whale, so the amount of coin that I have to check the module that I use, like Bloodbath, Swift, Bulwark, is already very taxing on the amount of coin that I actually get. Because if you are very lucky with module, you roll the things that you need and you get it very easily, then you're done early. It's great. But for people who keep checking and keep finding nothing in the sea of bad modules, and now we have to check the newer modules, I think we're gonna be broke very, very soon. And we start seeing the complaint that we got like a month or 2 into the game where everybody was broke. Now, not really. You know, there's some people that are broke, and now I think if everybody starts checking all the other set as well, that because I think a lot of people are stuck with like 3,000, 4,000 module pieces, they gotta start checking. I think we're gonna be broke again, and then suddenly the issue with not having enough coins to upgrade module is gonna rise up once again very, very soon.
Yeah, so totally understand. So because the module issue, it's one of the, also personally, it's one of the biggest thing to make me frustrating to, to manage. Yeah, because I placed that from also with you from the day one and keep still playing today. I think that still bother me a lot. So last season we introduced the filter system. So we try to solve this problem by the filter, and you can share with others and to clear down to to minimum your backpack and to destroy the useless modules. But it doesn't work that well, in my opinion. So we're considering a thing to fix this problem by introduce a new feature. So we internal we're discussing a solution that you can you can see the unlocked attribute. Yeah, substat. So the substat you can see before you upgrade it. Like there, especially I had quite a lot of 3 substat modules because I don't want to throw them because in case it has some potential, right? That's why our back inventory is totally full of that. But as long as you can see the substats, you can filter it out. Like there's no speed, you can just throw it away. You don't have to check it because that's a lot of time consuming. Like to level 3 to check. I think not only the coins but also time consuming. So as long as we introduce, if you can see directly the fourth or the third or the fourth substats, then you can easily filter them out and throw away. So that's our solution, but it still needs some time to develop. We hope to update this feature during this season. Yeah.
Cool.
Hope this can fix the problem. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're trying. We keep trying. So the last time we tried, it's not that well, but we'll keep trying. I think I know. So it bothers a lot of players. Yeah, including me. Yeah.
All right, cool. I guess I'll move on to the next topic. This has been a really fun one. And then for this season, we've noticed that Valerian is included in this awakening cycle. So I've got a question for Jack. These awakenings have been great, but the growth cycle is very long, and players kind of have to gamble on whether or not that character is going to last in the future metas. So it's a big commitment when working on these awakenings. So could you provide some trial stages for them? And also, are there any plans to add more awakenings in the future, specifically for characters that are still currently off meta?
Yeah. First, I think a lot of players love this feature. Brett just shared Isania. Isania performs quite well, and also other enemies. So at the first time, because it's a new feature, we introduced the 3 enemies in a row, and the players can choose based on his own play style. But in one season, introduce the 3, we think it's a little bit pressure for the players if we introduce 3 more. So that's why in this season we just add 1. It's Valerian, and this one. So then you don't have to feel that much pressure. So in the future season, we will based on the status. So how many enemies the players in average have weakened. So we will decide if we release 1 or 2 or even 3. So it's just based on, but we don't want to put too much pressure on the player side. Back to your question, if you can try out. So actually, if you see the Hypertalk, we introduce a new mode in the Summit Brawl. In this season, you can try out 3 animals in that mode. Not only the SSRs, but as well as these SRs. If this SR is awakened, has in the awakened list, actually, if you try out, it's maxed, and with awakened status and his new features of his skills. So then you can try in that system, but of course it's limited to 3 units. You have to decide which one to try out. But of course we can think about if we can add a direct tryout feature in the awakened system. So we are consider that. We also receive the feedback from other community, so we are consider this feature as well. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, then it was my turn, but my question kind of got answered in the previous talk. So I have another question regarding awakened units.
Sure.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
So I actually first awakened RC77, and Turndot and Sanya have both been incredible units. But RC77, I spent like 2 weeks doing everything to try and make him work, and I just couldn't win with him. I lost like 500 points. I went from top 5 to like top 100. Is there any plans to change anything with units that don't hit as much from Awakens, maybe? Because it was a big investment, right? I invested 30 days, I didn't know, and then it just didn't hit. And now I didn't have Turndot or Sanya, and I was really struggling in ranked for another 30. So just wondering if there are any plans to help our dear RC77, because I think the concept is super cool on him, but he just doesn't really hit.
Yeah, sure. If you, I understand that even some other players also feedback give us the similar feedback. If you check the balancing patch note, there we do a lot of balancing this time. I think, unfortunately, RC77 it's not on the list, but of course I think we will talk back to our balancing team, and we will constantly do this balancing. If obviously one, especially for the 3 character RC77, it's the weakest one, but definitely we will make it stronger. But unfortunately, it's not on the list this time. But we'll try it maybe next time.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to know if in the future, awakened units maybe don't hit as hard as others, that maybe they will get buffed, so you don't feel as bad by awakening them. But it sounds like
sure.
that.
We will, especially we will release less, like 1 or 2. We definitely will try to make sure they will have its position or environment in the new season, because if players always will try this new one, but if it's worthless, it's a lot of effort put on that. Of course we don't want to make players disappointed. As I said, we admit it's not good enough, so we will try to fix it. I will talk to the team if we can change sooner and not wait next season. Let's see. I'm not promised, but I will try to talk to the team, balancing team, if we can do something.
Cool. Thank you, Jack. Thank you guys for the questions as well. Moving on to the next topic, I noticed that the new season introduces the brand new kinetic animus. Do you guys have questions about it? There's a lot to unpack here.
Chris, I got so many, but I'll try to keep it to just 2. My first one is, how are we going to obtain these kinetic prototypes? Will those be kind of available easily for like free-to-play players? And then my second question is, it was mentioned, and he looks so cool, by the way, that they're going to look better, but also be a little bit stronger than other animus. And I'm worried that, with the recent addition of some of the powerhouses like Ray Mary, is that going to make it more difficult to balance all the animus together?
Really good question, and I'll back to the second question first, because when we talk about it's also a balancing problem, right? I think if you can say so, in this kind of game, balancing always will be a very important thing to the team and to the players. So to this new type of animus, we have to make sure it will not stronger than the LD unit. So because it's still RGB unit, but we want to make it just a little bit stronger than the regular RGB unit. So it won't be stronger than the LD unit, that we can promise. And that's why we create this type of animus. It's when we design new unit, we want it be a little bit powerful. Usually it will be a LD unit, because if this character is powerful like Rimari or the low one, so it should be a LD unit. But this causes a problem when we playing in our game. When we counter each other, we see a green team. When we see green team, actually I want to use some red character to counter it, but there are LD units. Usually LD unit will be the first choice. So I think that's limited to our ban pick strategy or even the entire balancing in our game. So that's why we want to introduce some characters that's as strong as the LD unit, but keep its original RGB, its color. So then we can make this RGB counter triangle still working. Then back to your first question, of course we'll make sure not only it's not a premium animus only for the the whales for the paid users. We still have of course we'll make sure, like in the you can say the first check-in events, with the first, I don't know, I'm not sure it's the first day or second day, you can receive 10 tickets for that. And we will also add more in like some shops, like salmon shops, arena shops, and some other events. So we will make sure so the free-to-play players still can have access to these tickets. And one more thing I have to mention is actually the free players, one of their biggest, we provide them the largest thing is the crystal. So almost every event, every system will provide the crystal, hydro crystal. And then with any banner, if you want summon, so crystal is the currency you can actually buy the tickets. So that's the free players definitely have the access to this new type of tickets. So no worry. but of course, because it's powerful, it will not as easy as the purple tickets, right? So yeah, because it's still powerful, but let's see the performance in the new season. Yeah.
Great. Very reassuring.
All right, so the next thing we got, everyone's been really excited for this one. We've got the Etheria Union Championship that's coming in SS3. So many people have been hyped for this. They've been waiting for more Union stuff. But we have seen that the entry threshold is a little bit high, meaning it's mostly going to be some high-tier, top-tier players. So Jack, aside from just cheering them on, are there any plans or activities that allow the entire player base to feel involved or participate?
Yeah. So we in our game environment there are three big parts: PVE, PvP, and Union. Union also a very big part of our game. But as we said before, so different players have different play style and their preference. Like some really like the GVG event, and especially the top tier unions. They like that. That's why we want to create some chance before they just meet the the similar unions. Like if they are top tier, they just play with these several unions. We introduce this new feature, then they have to have chance to compete with other regions. Like the if you are global, then you can have chance to meet with the Asian or Korean unions. So I think then it will bring some new experience to this top tier unions. But of course, because this union fight it's quite competitive. It's not for everyone. But if for the players that be more casual, that won't want that much pressure. So our thought is we want to add new GVE content for this kind of players. Because if they join this GVG match, we already have regular union fight, right? GVG. So it's already kind of, to some players it's already a little bit pressure, like they have to check in, they have to participate in every match. So what we are thinking is in the future we will develop a new GVE content that will, because the 4-phase union boss, it's been there for quite a long time, and now every day it's just checking and grab the reward. So maybe we can create some new GVE experience and to this more casual or players, then they can get some more reward and in this union feature. Of course, back to this union fight, they can still participate in this prediction. So which team, which union will win, then they can get some reward from this event. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, unions have been a really big topic in the community, so I'm sure we've got tons of players excited to see what y'all are cooking up. I know we're all looking forward to it, so thank you so much, Jack and the team. Beyond season-related updates, what I wanted to get into was the RTA mode, the Summit Brawl. I noticed that they're going to feature a new rule update every season. Do you guys have thoughts on what future rules should look like, or what you guys want to see from them?
Yeah, I can go first. I'm a big believer that matches are often won in the when it comes to RTA in the draft phase. Is there any chance we could get more depth when it comes to drafting, as I think that would be a lot more exciting, and if the players like it, maybe we could see that in future World Finals.
Yeah, that's a really interesting topic, and because ban pick, even the third protection, so in our game I think that bring a depth of our ban pick strategy and make the game more bring more strategy in our game. Where before we have considered to add a post ban, like during maybe the third pick, we can have a post ban, and then it definitely will bring more strategy or even some counter pick in this game. But before we were a little bit worried about is that not everyone had that much of box, so like the well-developed animals. If one ban is sometimes already have a pressure to the players, if we add the post ban, maybe some of the players won't have enough animals to play their build or play style. So that's why we still haven't add these features into our game. But we can see some from other games, they have more 100 characters. But in that kind of game, they don't have to develop their characters, because every character is already developed the same. But in the future, when the players get more and more characters developed, I think we might introduce this feature. Back to the Summit Brawl, this feature, I just want to share more about this framework. So that's why we introduced this feature in the last season. We think besides the regular RTA, it's regular RTA is because it has the points and rank. It's usually a little bit pressure. So even personally, when I play, sometimes it's a really a player. Even when the game starts, ban pick, I already feel the pressure in this kind. But when we are playing games, games should be sometimes more fun. So that's why I started this new feature. And last season it's just a try. So that's why we just add a small feature during last season. But this time we introduced that you can try out 3 animals. But that's the feature for this season. But in the future, we will introduce more interesting features in this mode, like even some roguelike or some anything one. Internally, we already have more than 10 ideas of this new mode for this Summit Brawl feature. So our goal is to every season we want to create some new experience besides this regular RTA. If some of the modes is well received by the players and everybody think it's very interesting, we might keep this mode and make it a longer time, or even we can play anytime in the future. So that's our goal. So let's see how it works in this season. And so we will promise every season we will introduce a new mode in this feature.
Yeah, it was a great call from you guys, Jack. A lot of people have been loving it so far, and hearing you guys have 10 ideas coming up, I mean, there's a lot of potential here. So really excited. Brad, did you have any questions?
Yes, actually. So I was very excited to hear that you can max 3 units in the new Summit Brawl to allow you to test ones that you're considering to lattice, or are like on the fence, like, oh, I'm really liking Born, but I'm not sure, is he worth 12 lattice?
Yeah.
It's gonna be great to test. But then I thought, what if you could do this for new characters? For example, Palin was a super interesting character that many people were considering, is this worth it or not, when she just came out, because she's so unique. Could this be introduced so that you can try it on the new characters as well? Or is the plan to just keep it to like one release ago or something like that?
In our plan, I think you can choose from all these characters. It's already launched, and but there's one condition: you have to own this character first. Any character you owned, and even it's 1 level, then you can make it max. And also you can try. Let's say before the Awaken SR characters. If you're on tryout, if it's not, you can try first. So any character, as long as you own this character, you can try it. Yeah. Besides this season, you have reset. We have reset event. So I think these 2 features will provide a lot of chance, especially players always want to try something new, but they don't have the chance. I think this season, it's the best time to try out something new. And I'm also looking forward to see new play styles in the RTA, because we see a lot of traditional browser and CC. So I'm really looking forward to see some new things, because they don't have to worry about anything. Just try it out. Maybe it works, then there will be some fresh air in the RTA matches. Yeah.
That's great to hear. I'm personally super excited to test out Navette with the feature. I've always been on the fence.
And you will know, you understand why.
No, but Box Navette is super good, but I'm so scared to try it. So I will definitely utilize this feature.
Cool. Anything else on that topic?
Oh wait, another small thing. So because this game is a 1v1 game, is there a plan to make like a 2v2 mode in RTA? Is that something that people consider? Because it's fun, right? When you lose to Brad, at least you can lose to Brad with a friend, so you can
You
blame
can
your
blame,
friend.
blame your teammate. Always
Don't
blame
dress
your
up, you know?
teammate.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So definitely we will consider. And again, so maybe this kind of we will first release as event. Then we can see if it's balanced or it's fun. And then if it's well received, then we can make it permanent or longer time. So it's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, that sounds super exciting actually.
How about me and Sean 2v1 versus Brad?
Yeah, that would make it a fair fight for sure. Yeah, slightly fair.
Hold on, why me?
Man. I'm surprised I haven't heard that concept more, like just from the community. There's so much potential there, and like doing it as an event first, like definitely helps out for sure. Sees like how to make it, more improved for like a final launch of it. If it's like a main game mode, there's just a lot of potential there. So great idea, Sean. That was sweet. All right, let's move on to the next one. We got balancing. There's so much to unpack. You guys definitely took some bold steps for season SS3. Lots of adjustments on the table. And I was wondering if you guys had any specific questions regarding the balance changes.
All right, talk too much just now. I think Brad should go first now.
Yeah, sure, I can go first. Okay, so I know a concern many Etheria players have is that overall damage is really high in this game compared to, for example, Epic 7, where units just do like half the amount of damage that they do in Etheria on average, for example. And seeing the Messiah buff, for example, is there any concern from the developers on this topic? Or what's the general philosophy? I'm just curious.
Okay, so balancing always challenging, I will say again. So it's also crucial, and but I think I have shared this philosophy previously, but I can share it again. It's never changed. It's still the same. Even we talked earlier. We just want to keep the first. There's no perfect balancing in any competitive or PvP games. No matter it's Dota, LOL, any game, there's no perfect balancing. You can see they still, every patch note release, they still have some heroes or characters. They will be selected by more players and they will have better performance in the game. But I think we share the same goal is we want to keep the game or the environment more diversity or more in general balance, but more diversity in the game. We don't want to see one character that's OP and everybody will pick it or ban it in every game. Let's say maybe Remarry, it's a little bit like that. So you can see it every match on the ban. So we usually don't to nerf characters, but this time you can see because she's really OP in the data and everybody can see that. So this time I think we do a little bit nerf to that. So the purpose is the same. So we want to create a game in these three major playstyle: CC, Nuke, and Bruiser. This triangle. We want to keep this at least this triangle. It's stable. Every playstyle have its position and it has its counter. So then we won't force everybody to play one playstyle. That's the very basic rules or philosophy of our when we do balancing. But besides this three triangle, we want to encourage more, even mixed teams. if there are possibilities to have some mixed ideas, or if it's not a pure CC, but CC with nuke or browser with CC, any kind of that. Even like some other players suggest, how about we buff Shadow Senya to bring Dot to another new style. Actually, it's just a little bit hard to balancing, but we're considering it. So it's all it's aligned with our goal to create more diversity in the game. Because if you always play one style and everybody play the same, it's like a dead water pool. So the game is dead every time you meet the same player. They play draft the same, play the same. That's what we don't want to see. But back to I think the damage doesn't matter, because every game has different numbers and different formula for their combat. So it sees just numbers bigger, but doesn't means the nuke players it's the strongest in the game. You can see we always have a lot of browser players. Even you check about the previous EWS matches, a lot of browser players have advanced to the final, right? So that's why we always, based on the environment, based on the performance, and based on the data we collected, we make these balancing changes. But we cannot make sure, so every time it's perfect. We cannot guarantee, honestly speaking. But always we want to try is to make no OP characters, and we try to make every character have chance to be selected in a match like this. That's why we keep buffing like Shada. I fully let it the Shada, but it has very little time to I tried several times, but it still doesn't work. But hopefully this time she got buffed again, and I will try again. And yeah, if still doesn't work, maybe she will be reset. I don't know, but I will still give her a chance. So you can see from these patch notes, that's what we're doing. But it's again, we cannot one time to buff quite a lot, then it will be OP again, right? This also we don't want to see. So I think Messiah, back to your question, Messiah, it's quite a long time we didn't change that. But when we see if he see his performance with browser, sometimes it's just a little bit, maybe it's just if it can be a little bit stronger, we will make this first turn when we really counter a browser, it still have chance. It's not that the second turn will always win. So yeah, that's what we're trying, but still very challenging, I would say. Really very challenging to do. Yeah, 80 characters. Yeah.
One thing, because maybe Messiah was a bad example for me, because I actually meant more the bruisers actually. For example, Tiamat compared to bruisers in other games does like infinite damage, and Rahu as well does a lot. I'm a bruiser player myself, so yeah, I'm obviously part of the problem, but I'm just thinking that overall, not just the nuke characters as you said, Messiah, but actually like the Raymarys, the Tiamats, the Rahus, they all do so much damage, and it feels like every character is in a way damage oriented, more than other games. So a lot of other games have a lot of more utility plus tank than this game has, for example. Like a lot more ditting style characters. Are there any more plans to make that type of character instead of just more bruiser with damage and some extra effect?
I think different game have different, especially formula, and their build elements is different. Like our game, I think the unique part is the shell and module and matrix. I think that's our creative part. It's different with other games. That's why we make when you play Ethereal, when you build, I think you will find something different with other games. But because of this, it's more complex, and you will see, you can see, because all this combined together, you will see your build is, how to say, it looks more powerful than maybe some other games because you have shell have the skill, the passive skill is super strong, right? So it even some is determinant. It's the key point of your build, like Amber, like how to say, Codex. This if you choose this shell, that means it's already decided your playstyle. I think that's the it's already in our game. It's deep in our game. So that's why make Ethereum different with others. So we don't care about how other games do that, but we just want to, in our structure, how can we provide new builds? How can we provide new possibility to create new play style? But in general, and it's balanced, but it's different. I would say it's just different because it's Ethereum, because we have shells, because we have matrix. Then it's different.
Yeah, thank you. I think that means a lot. I like that you think about Ethereum as its own thing and not take too much from the others. Like, it's good to learn from the others, but Ethereum is very unique, and it's why I really like it so much myself. I was just very curious on your thoughts about the topic. Thank you.
I think I will continue on the damage thing from Brett because I have a different perspective in terms of taking the damage. Because let's say you're playing non-bruiser and you're fighting bruiser, and I feel like the game at some point really just tell you to, if you don't build bloodbath, you're an idiot. Because if you try any other combination with your Swift and it's not bloodbath, and you somehow get hit by something, by Tiamat, Rahul, Holden, Raymary, you die immediately. And I think that is very discouraging to like the other playstyle, because if you just don't use bloodbath, you just die. And I think that is also a result of like damage being incredibly high and one bramble proc and suddenly you're dead. Unless you have max dupes on the character, then you live with a little bit because of that like 10% extra damage reduction. But let's say you build battle wheel, time weave, or all these like cool little thing that you could throw on your character, and you realize that I'd rather just not die and just burn bloodbath. So I don't know how you are going to deal with a situation where it's bloodbath or nothing, pretty much.
Yeah, I think the patch note already tell the thing. So before, maybe it's that situation, right? Because compared to other, let's say module, bloodbath for browsers, it's the most. I would say maybe it's the best choice. But that's why we can see, if you see the patch note, we buffed a lot of other matrix, and we want to hope to change this situation. At least we want to try something new, and even so then we bring new possibilities. And as I mentioned before, we talked before, we are also design new matrix, totally brand new matrix. So then you maybe have more choices for browser, not only browsers, but for CC, but for Nuke. Then that's the goal for the new matrix. It should bring some new experience, because that's why the worst thing we want to see is everybody have the same choice, then the game is dead. So we will, but as long as we have this, how to say, season structure, that's why we put this SS1 and now SS2, the SS3 is coming. We want to make our content update framework and this pattern, so then you can, every season you can see something change. Every season we can bring something new. And no matter how bad it's before, but we have chance to fix it, and we have chance to bring new content. So actually, why we share is in our studio we have another project. I don't know if you know, it's called Torchlight Infinite. It's a season-based game, and before it launched 2 years earlier than Ethereum. At the beginning, again, so it's not that welcomed by the players. It has this issue, that issue quite a lot, but it constantly updates every 3 months a season. It's also season-based, and you can see the players after maybe 5 seasons is still not good, 6 seasons is still not good, but from maybe the 9th, the 10th, the player can see, oh, compare the first 1 or 2 seasons, the game totally changed, because they constantly make new content and fix the problems from the community, listen to the community. So the game now it's booming. not only in China but also in the Western side. And now they are making before it's totally a mobile game. Even they don't have PC at the very beginning. Ethereum have PC at the very beginning, right? So now they are making the PC version and make the game better and better. So that's why we learned a lot. I also involved in this project. I know both projects. So we think Ethereum should learn from them and just trust the dev team and build enhance the trust and communication from the players and the dev team, and we just keep doing. No matter if this season is not good enough, but we just keep doing, release new season. Let's see what happened in the end of 2026.
Going back to the seasonal balance change, Brett is a bruiser player, so I'm on the other side of the table, which is the CC player, and I've been also mixing a lot of other playstyle into my game as well, because going raw one playstyle is just not possible, and also it's more fun to like, ooh, what if I pick Lowen and Raymary? So what is the other guy gonna do instead of picking another stun unit? But I personally, every other new character release, I look at it and I'm like, oh, another AoE cleanser. Oh my god, another thing I have to worry about. But I think it's also another fun thing that, okay, they release a very strong thing to counter me directly. Then I go around, I see, okay, if I add in Santic, or if I steal Santic, if I steal Lowen, if I steal Fia, then my team is not that counter, and I can still play around the heal and cleanse of the bruiser player. But when I read the patch note, I was very happy to see all the changes and whatnot, until the last line, you hit me with a freeze doesn't block turn gain anymore. I'm like, what is that? He nerfed Raymary a little bit, and he nerfed Mio Nahor that much? That is crazy to me. So I don't know, like, is CC that strong in the dev team's eye that now, because it has been like, okay, new unit strong against me. I play around, but I haven't seen a direct nerf to the CC yet, and I wonder why.
I think it's not in general CC is OP or like that. It's just when we see the match between a CC and Brother, like even back to the first AWS, like when Kecker win the game, when the game, you can see one match, I don't know which French player like that, entire game he did nothing. He did totally nothing because he's fully controlled, and even he didn't get a single turn. Right, so then I think in this point of view, it's not fun anymore. You can counter me, you can have advantage, you can win the game, but if a play style, when they play another team, they get full advantage and the other can do nothing, I think it's kind of over. So that's why we see you can see the turn meter push and control. So then the opponent cannot do anything. So, but maybe you think it's a bit nerf, but we already test the internal. CC still can play if you choose right, if you play right, you can still win the game. But it's not like that situation. The other players cannot do anything, but just the entire game, it's fully controlled, not only because of freeze was down, but because of turn meter push, right? Like before the Marvel. in the test, or every player it's just push not only in PvP but the PvE. So that's the same, because we're a turn-based game. We still want at least both sides can play a little bit. Even he was controlled, but he can play a little bit. But then maybe if you are a play right, if you are better than him, you win the game. But he can still play a little bit, not just sitting there and watch. So I think that.
If it's like maybe a couple months ago where people were using only Amber and Gigabyte, so they would go into a match and they would not diversify their build to have Bulwark, to have Alicorn in there at all. But I think when I play nowadays, people are way smarter than like the Bruiser of the past, where they just spam Amber, but they would mix in like Jackal with Alicorn, then a lot of things with force bulwark build. Is very creative from the player, that people don't just do the same like the old Bruiser in a way. but I guess it's the team decision. So I'm just wondering, like, what is the philosophy behind it?
How bad, because it's still on paper. How about when we actually play? You still, I know you are a CC player, still play, you can see if you can win the match. Maybe will be a little bit less maybe, but I think you play really well with CC. Everybody like to watch your CC videos and live broadcast. I think you can still win quite a lot. No worry. But if if it's too weak, we will buff it again. No worry. Just let's see. Yeah, sure. But not right away, of course.
Sorry, could I ask one question
Yeah, please.
on
go
this
ahead.
topic? Because I don't know if you guys know, but I was known as the guy that made debuff soup, a little side comp to CC. It was my little playstyle that I really enjoyed. It wasn't CC, it was just a lot of debuffs, and it made the enemy struggle to play so much that you won in the end. And my big issue was that the moment that Doki got released, not released but buffed to full cleanse, my comp became completely unplayable. Like, Doki completely removed the comp from the game. So I was a little sad at that. It took me like 3 weeks where I retooled my entire account, so I just like completely went away from that. Is there any plans to make more like interesting side comps viable, or is it just the 3 big ones that you are thinking about?
Yeah. First of all, you don't have to worry. It's the EWS will don't. It's just before this patch. You will use the current version. No, current. The last season version to the final match. So I think your account is still very strong. No worry about that. But for back to your question, so I think like the debuff thing, maybe there's possibility. I'm not quite sure, but we internally there's some ideas like maybe this kind of playstyle maybe it's kind of fit with Shadow Sanya, right? Because he can how to say transfer the some of the it can transfer the debuffs to Dot and like that. So and also maybe in the future we can introduce some skills or some animals to relate it with the numbers of debuff or like that. It's all possible. So when we release a character or we buff a character, of course we don't want to destroy kind of playstyle or like that. It's not our intention. But this again, it's still not. We just test internally, but let's see how it performs. Just take it a longer team maybe. So if it's too OP or like that, we will figure out a way to not maybe nerf or just introduce some counter plans or something to improve this situation. Yeah, but I'm not quite sure how it performs now. And so, but for all these balancing changes this time, because it's quite a lot, we're also a little bit exciting, but also a little bit nervous because this time we do really quite a lot. So, but we just we'll see when it launch and when we play and how it goes, and we will make adjustment, yeah, based on the live performance of all these changes.
Sweet. Can't wait. All right, guys, we've been on balancing and all the new stuff for a while. We've covered all the main topics for the day. I wanted to know if you guys wanted to move to the free Q&A session and if there's any outline questions that you guys had.
Yeah, Jack, I think I heard you when you were responding to Sean. You mentioned something about skins as a reward. I saw that Yelly skin is coming back, which is awesome, but I want to see more non-recolors for all the characters. Is there any chance we can see those on a much more regular basis, either free through events, paid in the shop, anything for skins?
Yeah, so these skins we also, thanks for bringing up these questions. We heard quite a lot feedbacks from the community. Yeah, globally, every region they want more skins, not the color one. So I want to share is that we internally several skins is in production, and I gave the art team one, how to say, a direction or requirement is this time we want this skin to distinguish from the original one. That's the first requirement. It should, as you see the skin the first time, you will see it's different from the previous one. That's our goal, and they are working on it. And before, because the bring new characters to our game when we launched before, we just have much fewer characters compared to the other games in the market. Like some have 200 or 300 characters. So our production manpower is limited. So we prioritize to create new characters in the past few months. But now, as I mentioned, now we reached more than 80 animals in total. It's already achieved our first milestone. When we start this project, it's our milestone to reach 80 animals. Then, because I think then the environment or you can have more diversity when you how to create your builds, and then we can shift some of the production manpower to the skins. So I would say several it's in production, and we will introduce in the future. And yeah, so hopefully we can add more resource on this part, and then players will get more different appearance when they play, and the different skins they like.
Cool. Thanks, Jack. Any other open questions from you guys?
Can I take mine about lattices? Is that fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
All right. So I have one regarding the lattice economy. It's always been a heated topic since the start of the game. Lattices are the main thing that changes your account in this game. And
Yeah.
I was wondering, are there any plans to revise the overall economy in the future? Not like soon, but like anytime. Because right now, it's still a huge pain point for the free-to-play and low spenders. But for the big spenders like me and Kecker, for example, we're starting to run out of characters to lattice, actually. Like, I have pretty much all the characters I care about. Like, I can test some Navette or something, but it doesn't really matter to me. I have all of the ones I need. But the biggest one for me is new players. And I saw that you added a lot of lattices to the new player track. But I think compared to day one players, the difference is still so humongous that it's not enough. I feel like the overall economy would need to change. Maybe not now, but at some point, for new players to feel like they can ever compete with the players that have been playing a long time. So I wonder what your thoughts were on this.
Yeah, sure. Really a great question. So if you see our patch notes, or if you see the hyper talk we showed a few days ago, and you can see we introduced a part is that for new players we upgrade their reward quite a lot. Let's say like before every 10 level they can get a reward. Before it's only to level 50. Now we extended to level 100, and there are a lot of changes. And lattice is one of the most important things. We add quite a lot to encourage the new players to catch up. But we believe it's really important, like you said, because it's a community. Of course, sometimes there are players leaving, but in the same time, there are quite a lot of new players coming. So our goal is to just give more opportunity to the new players to catch up with the old players, but it's fair. It's not that they even have more advantage, but of course they will be a little bit easier than the game when we launched a few months ago. So then they can catch up. I think it's, as you said, it's more healthy to the overall community because they can catch up the day one players, and then they can join the RTA. They can play the game. But let's say, still, as you said, we cannot just fill the gap. Even you can see the CN or the East Asia players, there are 3 months gap. Even they cannot fulfill this gap. So we will try our best to upgrade the new players' environment, not only about the reward, but also we will try to give them some protection to improve their experience. Like in this season, all these new players, lower than 100 level, they will never match up with the players reached 100. Before, sometimes you even you are diamond or you are master, but you are 70 level 70 like that, you will meet a 100 player, you will definitely be beat. You have no chance. But now at least all these new players, they have like a line to block them. All these new players, no matter you're 80 or 90, at least you are in a similar level. In RTA, you only play with new players at the beginning. When you reach the 100, and then of course your rank getting higher, then you can meet the old players. I think then they will definitely improve their RTA experience. But for original Samina arena, it's no problem, because if you join the new server, everybody start from the same, and it's server based, so you can compete it with internally, so everybody is in the same page, right? In the other hand, I have one suggestion to the new players, is choose one. You cannot have all, because other players, they have all because they played several months. But as a new player, you'd better choose one play style. You do some research. If you prefer a browser, you prefer CC, you prefer nuke, just stick to one play style at the very beginning. Then with this huge upgrade of this resource, at least you can build up one play style. Then at least then it's just depending on your opponent. If you are nuke, if you are you meet a CC, at least you have chance, because of course you won't have that much resource. But focused on one playstyle first, have also dedicate and had it's almost well developed team. It will help you much better when you play with other players. Yeah, that's my suggestion. But in the other hand, you can see, of course, we'll keep improving the new players' experience. Even we are considering do some rework or upgrade about the new player PvE stage, or even this PvE stage when we're playing through the game. They have some blocks or some very hard stages. We are doing some research and analyze this block point. We try to help these new players to getting smoother to the end game. So that's why we are trying, and we will release some more new updates in the future. But this thing we will keep doing every season. We will try to improve the new players' game experience. Of course, we will keep doing that. Yes, thank you.
A question that I have is about farming. So at this point, everybody knows that if you don't have the double drop event, you farm shell. If you have double drop, you farm modules, and that's how endgame player get upgrades. But the other two things, the EXP and the outpost, to me, it's just very weird that farming that has such low return outside of double drop, and you kind of always have to wait for that to farm that as well. And that is like the basic of building a character in this game.
Sure.
And I feel like the drop value of those two areas should be double permanently, and it should not be included in double drop, so that if you happen to summon the character immediately out of nowhere because you feel like spending money, right? Then you don't feel punished to farm that
Sure.
out of double drop. I think it's just weird that is also included into the double drop, where you know you have to farm module anyway, right? Like, is there any plan to improve the farming in that area in particular?
Yeah, I think sounds interesting and not bad. I will talk to the designers, and let's try to make this possible. I think it's not a bad idea. Yeah, because everybody knows. So when double drop, most players just care about the modules. Yeah, makes sense.
Another thing that can I ask more?
Sure. Go ahead.
He
Take
said
this
sure. I
chance.
forget what I want to ask. Oh no. What I want to ask? I forgot. Ah,
Let's get one more in.
shit. I forget.
You got this, Sean.
Shit. He said sure, and then I forget what I want to say. Oh no.
Was it regarding the double drop or anything like shells or farming or gems? Anything?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like farming in general in the game feels kind of bad because you farm shell for like 3 weeks between double drops, so you only farm shell. And I think everybody in the game can agree that you don't get what you want most 99% of the time. You don't get the shell that you want. You don't roll the passive because another thing is rolling passive in the game feels terrible most of the time as well because you get the blue one and you feel like, oh my god, really? And as a let's say as a low spender as I am, I cannot afford to farm with 10 refreshes every day anymore because if you do that, then you out of gem to get the progress up event. You out of gem to do Dreamscape. You out of gem to do like all the new events that require gem to do the event. So you farm very little every day. So every day you don't feel like you get any upgrades because you farm so little. So the daily experience, I think it feels kind of terrible for casual players. So they farm so little, they don't get upgrades. The RTA doesn't really bring rewards if they play a lot of RTA. And there's no guild PvP during the week. So like, let's say Monday to Friday, you really don't really have a lot to play or enjoy the game in particular. So I don't know how to feel that gap for like a normal person playing the game, not like a free man like me. You know, I play the game every day, for example.
Yeah. Very challenging question. Let me think. So again, it's very challenging because again, I said the player is, the community is diverse. They're different. Like you said, maybe you don't have to work full day at the office, right? But some people do have a full-time job. So when we add new content, we'll make this daily, especially daily content. We will be very careful. Like before, there is a comment. Ethereum, it's like a full-time job. I think you have seen this comment, right? Before you have too much things to do. You have to do this, do that. That's why after like we make this Ember track and Ethernet rally, we make some simplify and you can one click to do a lot of stuff. Then you feel, oh, maybe there's less content. So it's hard to balance different type people. They have different amount of time to spend on one game. So that's the challenging part. And this is another thing to balance. So but what we want to do is we will there's a principle of that is we just want to reduce the boring things. If it's boring and it's a daily checking like that, we'll try to make it as simple as possible, as automated as possible to save your time. And then you just spend time on the things it's interesting, like crafting builds or try out builds and play with others, even try out some PvE, some interesting bosses. Even in the future, we will introduce some PvE with more strategy or possible, even roguelike. This kind of stuff, at least it's interesting. And then the boring thing, we just leave it to auto or just to save a lot of time. So that's our plan. And then back to the farming experience, I think in general, it's because most of game farming is related with RNG. Because without RNG, then it's not farming. You get everything you want, every click, right? Every fight you get what you want. It's not farming. Even you back to MMO, you want to farm a rare gear, you go to the dungeon maybe 100 times. It happens in all this kind of genre. So, but what we want to do is, this is not, we cannot change, because we change this, it totally break all this economy. That's why we introduce some like the module selector for the passive, right? We just make, before even players want this be farmable. If we make this farmable, it doesn't solve this problem. Then it's RNG again. how can we decide how many times you can get this, right? So what our solution is, we make this, if there's a system related with RNG, then we want to make sure there's another way. It's not that RNG, like we put in a shop, then at least you know how long of time you accumulate this currency, you can guarantee to get it. So, and then we provide the more currency of this shop, then you can guarantee this RNG stuff. So that's our solution. So yeah, in general, so back to farming, I think farming still will be RNG related, but we want to make some surprise, like before we introduce the the skin of the shell. It's make your farming a little bit surprised sometimes, but still again it's RNG. Some player complain he never get a shell skin for a month like that. So that's why again we will, like this check-in event in this new season, you will get a shell skin in this event, like check-in event. We will maybe put in some shop, then this can to reduce the RNG, because some players really bad luck. Some players get 5 in a row. See, I meet a player, his 4 players on the RTA has this skin. I was really admired him.
Yeah.
Speaking of
back to
shell
the
skin, I
question.
have like 1. That's crazy. I have 1. I have only 1. That's insane. But
Oh, me too. Only one. I found quite a lot. Yeah.
and I'm like,
But
why
you will
didn't
get.
I want to buy with money at this point? Like, give me an option to buy this thing. You know, it's crazy. Another question. Sorry, too many questions now. In terms of farming in the shell dungeon, in the previous hyper talk, there was a line in the script that said that the new item that help you roll the passive to the one that you want is going to be farmable, and it's not.
Yeah, I already answered your question. That's why it's a.
Is it coming? Or
Before.
No. Before we really decided to do that. So that's why we talk it like this. But after we do the calculation, it's not that way, because as I said again, it's still very rare to get because if we get every 10 round you get it, then everybody got all this shells passive, red passive in 1 day or 2 days. So if this thing has its value, then it's RNG, then it will take some time. So we don't think it's a good way to introduce in the farm, because if it's good value, then it will be RNG. Then it's not that fair. Some good luck players will get it in 1 day. You just take the shell skin, for example. It's farmable, right? It's farmable. Everybody looks fair, but it's not. Some good luck players get quite a lot, but other players get nothing again. So that's why we put this module selector to other, like I mentioned, in this checking event, in this shop, in this with currencies, like even in this battle pass, these pass things, because you can know when you can unlock it. It's just to remove this RNG thing. So it's a mistake, but that's why we are not saying we don't give out this. We just remove, no, you have no access to this. It's not. We just to change the farmable to much more reliable access to these rare items. You can see now players, they can get several of these select modules. Now they can select red speed like that. So that's what we are doing, try to fix this RNG problem. So RNG is a big issue in our early stage of the game, but we are trying to fix with these solutions.
All right, let's wrap up the questions on this. We've been going for a while. There was one thing that I did want to quickly add that Jack was talking about it was Sean's question with, the day-to-day, like Monday through Friday, like trying to take away more of the boring content and add more engaging stuff. One of the main things from the community that I've seen is that players love social content. So one of the ideas that was posted earlier, like maybe a 2v2 mode, something like that, even if it doesn't have crazy rewards or anything, that's something that players would want to log in every single day to just mess around with their friends. And so with you guys having ideas and what you said on that topic, Jack, I think everyone will be really excited to see what you guys have to offer. And there's a lot to look forward to in the upcoming seasons. So, good luck to everybody in this season. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that brings us to the end of today's program. We've been going for a while, so I want to wrap this up. With the new season around the corner, we have to give the players a new little boost. So appearing on the screen now is a new season gift code I've prepared for everyone. I wish all you hyperlinkers the best of luck reaching high ranks this season. And with that, the meeting has come to an end. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Car.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, for being here. It's been awesome. And thank you guys watching the stream. We'll see you next time, and we're super excited for the season. All right.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See you in Syria. Bye bye.